So just because he had bad male role models and people around him were doing fucked up shit don't mean that he had to do that. He chose that. He chose that. And Spanian takes full responsibility of that. So I'm just piggybacking on what he's saying. I'm just kind of trying to chin check the interviewer because
Yeah.
But
But
that's
like I
what you
always
knew.
say, that didn't make me a criminal at all. I could have been a soccer player. I could have been whatever.
you see what look he literally just said what I just said. Like, yo, bro, he said, yeah, but that's not the reason. Exactly. Come shout out to the lads. Shout out to the lads. Hold on, one more time. Shout out to the lads. Shout out to the lads. Doing, mate, yo, lads. I want to thank everybody that tuned in on the live stream of me unboxing Australian cultured items. His name is Young Lad. So this is Young Lad right here. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody that joined the stream. It's a whole bunch of other stuff I got. You guys are gonna see more of it on the background because you know this channel right here is dedicated to the lads. Honestly, for real. Because you know the lads kind of put us on. And we just we love Australian culture on this channel, right? So Spanian raw interview. Hey yo, no Diddy.
About the death of the middle class in Australia. Now, what does that mean? Well, it essentially means that if you don't have rich parents, you're stuffed. If no one's given you a leg up, you're going to struggle to get by. So we'll have really rich people and really poor people and not so many in between. Now, this is an issue which has been covered recently by a YouTube creator known as Spanian. Now, his real name is Anthony Lees. He makes videos and he shines a spotlight on some of the most disadvantaged areas in Sydney, in Australia, and in other parts of the world. And as I said recently, he meets the people who are often ignored. He highlights what's actually going on. For example, in Claymore, he showed us all the empty public housing units, even though people are struggling to get into a home. In Aids,
Exactly, and that's the thing that killed me. You got people homeless right now, or in like I don't know what they call them over there in Australia, but here we call them shelters. You know, it's like places. It's kind of like public housing in a sense, but a little worse because you're in a shelter. So like you got curfew. You know, it's horrible. So you'll have people stuck in a shelter, and you'll have empty public housing. So it's like I love that Spanian do this. He has to do this because you got to shine light. That's why I do what I do. Because there's certain shit that you got to shine light to. That's why I be doing my reaction videos. I be looking at this news clip like, this is awful. But I got to talk about it. Because y'all don't talk about it enough. The others.
he showed us that because of all the shoplifting, all of the shelves are empty at the local IGA. In Redfern, he showed us people living in tents inside units because there's water coming in through the roof. These are the real people. And these are people who are struggling at the moment. Now, our next guest, Spanian, is no saint. Let's make that clear. He is a former criminal. He's done 13 years behind bars. He's done some bad things. He admits that. He doesn't sugarcoat it at all. And
Okay, why they got to lead with that, though? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, he ain't lead with it, but, like, he could have just said, you know, our next guest got a criminal past. I mean, that's kind of what he said. I don't know. I just feel like, why they got a negative stuff out? Like, you already put criminal in the title. I got it. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. I ain't like that too much. But y'all drop a comment. Tell me what y'all think.
I appreciate the fact that he's come into the studio. He does have a message for younger people out there who might have been a bit like him when he was growing up. He says, sort your life out earlier than I did. Spanian, thanks for coming in the studio.
How are you, mate?
Yeah,
Easy.
good. How old were you when you sorted your life out?
Probably the last time I was in prison before I got out, which was 2016, 17, so I was like 31. Took that long.
We're going to chat about your life a little later on, but I just...
Me too. I'm 31 now, and this is when I started getting my shit. Well, really, I started getting my shit together like 29, 30. But yeah, you get your shit together in your 30s for real. That 30 is something. When you turn 30, your everything is gonna change. I would hope it has to, because you're 30 now. Like, life is, it ain't a game in your 20s, but it's real crucial in your 30s. And trust me, I don't lie to y'all. Y'all know that. I keep it real with y'all. All right? Keep playing around in your 20s and be like, oh, I could just clean it up in my 30s. No. Clean it up now.
Just want to kick off with some of those suburbs and what you showed there. First of all, Claymore. When you're walking around Claymore, you could see the shock on your face because you're hearing all the time, like us, there's a shortage of houses. There's all these empty houses everywhere, right?
Yeah, Claymore spun me out. I always knew Claymore was like really hood and run down like that because obviously being in so much jail, heaps of boys from jail were from Claymore, and they'd always say Claymore's like, it's heaps bad. So I was dying to get there, you know what I mean? I think sometimes, I'll say straight off the bat, I think people give me a bit too much credit for my intentions. I know like a byproduct of what I do and the content I make, it goes to everything that you just said. But I'll be honest with you, the reason that I go into the hood is because I feel like that's my upbringing, that's my people, and that's a natural place for me, and I like going in there and
That's what I be feeling like, yo, I'm telling you, the weather was a little shaky, and my cameraman, aka my best friend, he just had a baby, so that's why I haven't been outside doing the vlog, because I hate holding the camera. Like, in order for me to really be my loud, energetic self, I can't hold the camera, like, you know what I mean? Because then I gotta look over, it's a lie. I'd rather have him, he my eyes, and all that. So that's kind of why you guys haven't really been seeing me do the vlogs for the most part, but I love it, because it's like, I'm from the hood. It's like, you gotta embrace that. How they make it seem on TV, it's not that bad. I mean, granted, yeah, niggas is getting their head knocked off their shoulders, but bro, y'all gotta come to the hood and really see how we live, and y'all could fix it, make it a little better. But when y'all just turn y'all back on the hood, then come on, what y'all expect? Come on. It's like, we tired of begging. We tired of it. Y'all know what I mean, man. Real niggas know what I mean, man. That's for women too. And you can be a real nigga just because you're a woman. You can still be a real nigga, you feel me?
seeing how people live, not for any political motivation, but like
The discoveries are just a consequence of the visit, but at least you're actually going there, because you make this point. A lot of these people don't have anyone to come and visit them, or anyone asking them what's going on in your neighbourhood. And when you went into Aids and you go into the IGA, I mean, I've lived in Sydney my whole life. I couldn't believe.
I'm about to finish my little drink. I got a little bit left. Y'all ready? Let's urge. Get your drink. Pause the video because we about to drink. So go get your drink. Make sure you subscribe for the vibe. Shout out to the lads. We gonna take a drink. We gonna take a shot to more life, more blessings, and getting our life together today, not tomorrow. Today, we're getting our life together now. We're not gonna wait and say, "Oh, I'll wait till." No, we're doing it right now. Let's get it. Ooh, that took me out.
IGA.
No, I was spinning out.
Empty
That
shelves
spun me
everywhere.
out. Yeah.
You just wanted to buy a drink. They go, no drinks.
And I've been in the worst of the worst places that Sydney's had, like growing up down the block in like the late 90s, early 2000s in Redfern, which is notorious. And even that shocked me in Aids. I didn't expect that, a full empty supermarket. I didn't think no one expected that. Like that was shocking.
That shows the divide between the people who have stuff and the people who don't, right?
Yeah,
and you
of
see
course.
that more than anything in a place like Aids. There was also, I can't remember whether it was Claymore or Aids, where you were walking around with someone who was showing you around, and they said, have a look at this. We've got the primary school, we've got the high school.
Yeah, Aids, yeah.
And then we've got
The juvie.
juvenile detention.
Reedby Juvenile Justice
And
Centre.
it's almost like you
They're
go
all
from
touchy.
one to the next to the next.
They share fences. Like from the school, I don't remember if it's a high school, I'm pretty sure it's the primary school, you can look at inmates and vice versa.
So what's
Like,
it doing
that's
to
crazy.
the kids who are growing up?
I don't know, eh?
They're probably thinking, all right, well, that might be me one day.
Yeah. Just to even be normalised that exists, that shouldn't be happening. You shouldn't be looking at, whether you think that could be me or not, you shouldn't be looking there and even having that debate in your mind. You
What
know
about Redfern? You mentioned Redfern, and you spent a bit of your...
Yeah, Claymore that was Claymore, right? When they ain't had no drinks in the spot, that was insane. Like, damn, man. But it's like, how can it's like, all right, granted, right? It's wrong to steal, 100%. But how can you blame something? People is trying to survive. It's like, yo, it's really bad to the point where, like, I feel like everybody broke. Yo, the other day I'm on TikTok, some nurse crying about being broke. And I'm like, damn, you a whole nurse. Motherfucking teachers is broke. Them the teachers. Them the motherfucker. Them the without teachers, we all dumb. It's like, damn, bro. It's like, why we all... Y'all, I can't explain this. You know what get me mad, too, with some of these YouTubers? And y'all can quote me, and I always tell y'all, I'm not going to be this YouTuber. I'm not going to be the flashy. I can't stand it. But I don't want to blame them because I was young and dumb and, getting money and doing the dumb. But it's like, it's like almost like you're just throwing it. And it's like the people that follow them are broke. Let's be real. They're broke. So it's like, now you flexing on who? A bunch of us? We're poor. It's like, how about you give some away? Like, I don't know, man. Shout out to Mr. Beast, though. I love him.
Childhood there, and when you were wandering around Redfern, lots of memories coming back, but even looking in a window and realising, hang on a moment, there are people sleeping inside tents inside the units.
Yeah. In a way, it's worse than back when it was supposed to be worse. I don't remember people living in tents inside flats. But yeah, that's what's going on.
You recently went to Logan in Queensland, and there was a bit of drama there because you
Yeah.
turned up, you were filming one of your videos for YouTube, and then everyone turned up because you live stream them, right? So people can follow and they realise...
No. I don't live stream them. That's something that I may be doing in the future, which would probably make that worse. But I don't live stream them. So what happens is I organise for a few of the relevant people to tell the stories, and obviously the word gets out. So people aren't excited because I'm doing it Into the Hood. People are excited because they've been following me for years, and I've been helping them indirectly through what I do, whether it's like steering them away from crime or getting them off drugs, and which has always been an indirect thing that I've always done just by being myself. So when people see all these people going crazy for me, it's not because they've been riled up. It's not like no one's saying, hey, come and go crazy because it looks good on camera.
No, I understand
It's a genuine love, you know?
When you went to Alice Springs, now we've been covering the stuff in Alice Springs for over a year now.
Alice Springs was. I still feel like still to this day. Wait, did I say was Melton worse? Nah, I still feel like Alice Spring takes the cake. Like they was literally fighting. And I heard Alice Spring got the lesbians. So, you know, I don't know. I like Alice Spring. I want to visit Alice Spring, but I don't know. Like, it'd be a little crazy. I told my I can't walk around with no knife and all that. I got to protect myself. I need a shanks and shibs. I need something.
Now, but you showed it. You saw it where you got people running around with a machete, kids fighting in the street.
Yeah,
Could you believe
crazy.
what you were seeing?
But you know what I couldn't believe out of that is just how unaffected the bystanders were. The bystanders just, like, I'm watching people get chased with a machete and people are just watching me. And I'm looking at them saying, hey, someone's about to get stabbed. And they're just like, oh, yeah.
Because it's normal.
It's just so normal. And, like, people will be fighting and I'll be looking. I was like, there's a fight there. And they're like, so what? Like, in Sydney, and Sydney's supposed to be bad. If people are fighting, everyone's going to look. But there, it's just so normal. It's like, nah, I'm busy.
What do we do to make life better for some of these kids in some of these areas, and not just the kids, but the adults too?
Oh, well, what a question. I wish I was that
for people
smart.
on a bigger pay grade than you
it's
and me to sort out.
Yeah, a lot bigger than me.
But at least you're showing it to people.
Yeah,
And you're not
I'm doing my
perfect,
best.
right? You're the first person to say, hey, I've made major mistakes in my life, right? That's why you went to prison.
Of course, yeah. 13 years in prison, yeah. And
Hold up. Nah. Did that go over my head? I did not know Spanian did 13 years in prison. 13 years? Did that go over my head? Am I missing that? Like, does he say that in the intro of Into the Hood? 13 years? Yo, that's mad years, yo. What the fuck?
I say that's where I was raised. Shit life. And about it, you know, it got me to where I am. Luckily, you know. Yeah.
But a few other things that I've watched on your videos that stood out for me. Victimhood. You're not a big fan of victimhood. You teach younger people, hey, you may not have been brought up in the best household. You may not have the greatest family. You might have some problems going on, but you're not going to help yourself out of the hole by constantly thinking you're a victim. Can you speak to that right now for anyone listening
Yeah, let me hear what Spanian gonna say.
who finds themselves thinking that they're the victim?
But it's just, to me, it's just getting worse and worse. You just have all of these people who are going around making people feel and preying on their victimhood like it's going to help them. I don't know, me, for what I've been through, and not into depth about it, but getting off drugs and stopping crime had nothing to do with me looking at myself as a victim. It's just like, you do the thing happens, get on with it. That's it. You're either going to die crying about it or you're going to achieve something. You know what I mean? And I see too many people that they prey, and I feel it's for selfish reasons. They prey on people's victimhood. You know, like, this happened to you, poor you. I'm going to spend the rest of your life patting you on the back. Like, I don't know, like, and I just I see it too much. I got sick of it, so I said something, you know.
The other
No, and let me piggyback on that. I hate that too. It's like I hate people like that. When something bad happens to them, they turn their phone off. They don't want to be on social media. Me, first of all, content creation is my job. So I always tell y'all, if I'm having a bad day, unless I verbally say, you know, lads, I'm not really feeling like myself, but hopefully this video put me in the mood. My bad day would never control my mood, because it don't matter what my day looks like. I have a day. I have a day. Whether it's bad, whether it's good, whether it's awful, whether it's raining, whether it's sunny, I have a day. And let me tell you something. I appreciate my bad days. I love them because not only do they make me stronger, they make me appreciate the good days 10 times more. 10 times more. And everything that you go through, don't look at it like, why me? Oh, why me? It's like, don't take everything. It just, be like, you know what? I'm going to turn that negative into a positive. Yeah, you know what? She cheated on me. But you know what? The next girl, she ain't going to cheat on me because I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know what I'm not going to go for. Period. That might go over a lot of y'all heads, but whatever.
The comment that you made that stood out for me is it doesn't really matter where your family came from originally. You're Aussie, and you're obviously called the Spanian. But you go, yeah, but my family decided to come to Australia, and yeah, it's great that you're part of your heritage, whether you're Lebanese or Greek or Chinese or Vietnamese or anywhere else.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, you're an Aussie. That's something you're proud of, right?
Well, I got that name in boys' homes because it's very racial in jail, and that's where I seen all that. It's like whatever your background is, that's your identity. And it's like, okay, in jail, I understand that gangs, whatever. But in the streets, it's like, I don't know, I see that as a weakness of Australian society. It's like you have people that are 2-3 generations here in Australia that still identify from being from the other side of the world. Like, get over it. Do you know what I mean? There's a reason that we came here to Australia.
Yo, Spanian is a funny guy. Yo, what? I gotta bring that back. Like, what? Get over it. Who you think he talking about?
You know?
The other comment that you made that stood out for me is it doesn't really matter where your family came from originally. You're Aussie, and you're obviously called the Spanian. But you go, yeah, but my family decided to come to Australia, and yeah, it's great that you.
You know why I brought this back? Because this is how I feel, right? And a lot of people gonna cook me for this. I'm gonna get cooked. Like, yo, they gonna cook me. But look, rock out with me. African American. That's what I am. That's what I have to, was my whole life. That's what they put on me. I am African American. Nigga, what? Like, what the fuck about me is African? What? Like, and I'm not even trying to be funny. I never understood that concept. And this is the thing with American public schools. That's just what I was taught. You're African American. Your roots come from Africa. How y'all know? How y'all know where my roots come from? And regardless of the fact I was born in America, why can't I just be an American? Why do I gotta be an African American? That shit is, what? Nah. You see how he just said, if you come, no matter where you came from, you're Aussie. You're an Australian now. You're an Australian. It don't matter what, talking about my roots and my. And then if you really want to get technical, bro, my mom is she's from the Caribbean. She's from the West Indies, St. Kitts Nevis. You guys can look it up. That's where my mom is from. And it's where my grandmother's from. My mom was born there. My mom is, you know what I'm saying? So if you want to get technical, that's where my roots is from, St. Kitts Nevis. That's not in Africa. So I just don't understand that concept. You feel me? To me, it's crazy. And I'd rather just say I'm an American. I'm sorry. I don't feel like I'm African. I don't feel like there's not an Africa. And you guys can quote, I would never go to Africa. I would never go to Africa. I don't want to. First of all, you have to get a lot of needles, but like you have to take a lot of shots. And as you guys can see, I don't have tattoos. I don't like needles. I hate needles. I hate when I gotta get my annual checkup and my your monthly checkups and stuff like that. When you out here being a little freak, you know what I mean? You gotta get your checkup. I hate it. I hate needles, but I still do what you gotta do. But I don't like needles, so I wouldn't go to Africa, on top of just many other reasons why I won't go. If you guys really want to know why I won't go, we can watch some YouTube videos and then we'll get into that. But me personally, I wouldn't go. So it's like, how you just gonna put African on me? Like, that's like somebody just telling you, yo, you blood. That's it, you blood. You around us, you blood, that's it. Like, nigga, I don't identify as that. Like, what? That shit is fucked up, bro.
You're proud of your heritage, whether you're Lebanese or Greek or Chinese or Vietnamese or anywhere else. Yep. But at the end of the day, you're an Aussie. That's something you're proud of, right?
Well, I got that name in boys' homes because it's very racial in jail. And that's where I seen all that. It's like whatever your background is, that's your identity. And it's like, okay, in jail, I understand that gangs, whatever. But in the streets, it's like, I don't know, I see that as a weakness of Australian society. It's like you have people that are 2-3 generations here in Australia that still identify from being from the other side of the world. Like, get over it. Do you know what I mean? There's a reason that we came here to Australia, because the place that you're identifying from, it ain't that great. Like, there's a reason we're here. Do you know what I mean? So you just got to accept it and understand.
Well, you see, in our case, I mean, slavery and shit. So my people kind of ain't have much of a choice. You know what I'm saying? But, and I mean, shit, you leave it up to. Let me not say that, because you leave it up to Let me not say that. But look, right? So, in my mind, right? It's like he said, your place ain't even. That's why I said I wouldn't go to Africa. So it's like, how y'all just gonna put that on me? I just don't understand how they do that. It was unfair, if you ask me, bro.
Understand that we're all. It just takes. I appreciate people's cultural identity and history, but when it's your full identity, it's like in my opinion, creates weakness in society. It divides us.
So let's get to know you a little bit better. What's your job title these days? What do we call you? Retired criminal, YouTube creator?
Yo, he got one more time to say that C word, and I'm knocking that nigga head off his shoulder. Look, I'm gonna drop my computer. I'm gonna knock that nigga. Cause like, why he keep saying that? Like, hold on, he getting me tight. Let me fix my hat, bro. Cause now he getting me tight. Why he keep saying that? Like, what's good with your mans? What's good with him? Why he keep saying that every 5 minutes?
How do you define yourself?
Well, both of those are relevant. Yeah, video creator, I guess. Social media superstar, whatever. There's many titles that can be put there.
I'm going to go way back. I want to ask about your mum. Tell me about your mum.
My mum.
Because
my
I've
mum's
heard a little bit of your story, and I know that your dad left, right, when you were born.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask about him as well. But first of all, the impact your mum has had on you. How did she shape you, and how is she? Is she still with us?
Yeah. My mum's she works in a women's shelter. She works in welfare, and that's always been her.
Yo, let me tell you how God be talking to me. Cause I be like, yo, God, you like am I just doing this for no reason? Like, I be talking to God. And they say God don't talk back. That's not true. Y'all don't listen. You know what my mom do for a living? The same thing. Except, technically it's the same thing. She works in a domestic violence shelter. So for women that's getting their ass beat by they men, that's what my mom do. Look at that. What are the odds of that? That's not no coincidence, bro. That's God telling me, like, listen, he's talking to me through Spanian. Like, TT, keep going. You got a story to tell. Keep going. Look, yo, drop a comment for Jesus, baby.
Her life. She's a good mum, but she was a single mum for me and my brother nearly our whole life. Well, our whole life. She's still single, and she's done her best, and we were on the border of being poor and hanging in there, and she's a hard worker. They're definitely not someone who ever condoned crime or was happy that I'd done it. But at the same time, she was definitely normalized to it. She was grown up. So I was born when my mum was 15 years old, and we were pretty much on the streets. So me and a 15-year-old mum around the area of Marrickville, and loosely associated in the slimy street crime scene, drug scene, and so she was normalized to that. So when I grew older and became a criminal, it wasn't like some shock, like some mums like a horrified go to church. To her, it was just like, you're an idiot.
And the male role models, as we call them these days, that you had growing up, you had friends and family who were around, not dad, I'll get to dad in a moment, but they were people involved in crime. And when they'd talk about your dad and they'd try and tell you, hey, your dad was a really good guy, they'd brag about the fact that he was a great getaway driver. So you kind of had that. And I know you don't, again, you don't blame anything. You're not saying that this is what created me, but that was part of your life from day one.
Oh, definitely. Even who the person I see is my brother, which was my mum's younger brother, but we're very close in age. He was a heroin addict and car thief, and would come back every night with all bags of stolen goodies like it was Christmas, and I'd be in stolen cars with him going to 7-Eleven in the middle of the night getting Tim Tams. And
you see, I disagree with this, because what the interview is saying, he's basically saying that because the male figures in his life were doing a certain thing and he turned out a certain way. I totally disagree with that, because I don't feel like, one, there's so much positive, strong men in this world that did not have a male figure in their life. And when you think about the greats, they don't have their dads. So let's not bring that up. And I want to say this, and I want everybody to understand me when I say this, all right? Listen to me, guys. Put the blunt down, put the drink down. We are each our own individual person. Look up individualism, okay? I'm really big on that. DNA plays a factor, so they say. Me personally, when you think, look at the serial killers of the world, right? Look at all the serial killers of the world. It was just them. The mom would be like, I don't know how I raised this person. The dad would be like, I don't know how to. Think about it. You know why? Because we are each our own person. There is no amount of influence. There is no that'll make a person do something that they're not meant to do, or just as a person. Do you understand what that means? So just because he had bad male role models and people around him were doing fucked up shit, don't mean that he had to do that. He chose that. He chose that. And Spanian takes full responsibility of that. So I'm just piggybacking on what he's saying. I'm just kind of trying to chin check the interviewer, because, bro, that had nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? And I say that 100% because I had positive women in my life. Of course I'm going to say that. But I've also seen some crazy shit from women in my life, and that didn't influence me. I'm still my own person as an individual. We are our own. You think when God make us, he be like, I'm going to make you like her? Hell no. Hell no. He said, I'm going to make, that's you. That's your gift. That's God's gift to you. Period. So don't try to blame nobody else. Take accountability. Thank you.
Slurpees when I was like 8 years old, 9 years old, and doing burnouts in hotties. I knew what hotties were. When I was 7, 8 years old, I knew the term hottie, which was stolen car. So
that's a very different childhood to the average person.
Yeah.
But
But
that's
like
what
I
you
always
knew.
say, that didn't make me a criminal at all. I could have been a soccer player. I could have been whatever.
You see what? Look, he literally just said what I just said. Like, yo, bro. He said, yeah, but that's not the reason. Exactly. Come on, bro. Yeah, I don't even be trying to get too personal with y'all. But like I said, I seen good shit and I seen bad shit. I seen a drunk. And I seen a fucking complete drunk every day of my childhood. A drunk. Am I a motherfucking drunk? Hell no. Half of the videos y'all see me when I'm smoking weed and I'm drinking tea. I might drink a little bit, you know what I mean? But I ain't no motherfucking drunk. But I seen that. I could have turned. Well, I didn't turn into a drunk, because that's not me. I'm my own person. He just said that. See, real, recognize real, bro. I be trying to tell you.
Whatever I wanted. I never say that made me a criminal.
You chose this life.
100%. I chose to be a criminal. I guess it's hard to say why. It wouldn't just be from that. I think when my mum finally got housing, and we moved just down the street from here, actually, and I was introduced to the areas of Waterloo and Glebe and stuff, and it just continued that to be one of the boys and to be something respected and to be something great. As a man, you were, it was directly related to how crazy of a criminal you are, how good of a street money maker you were. So I always had that correlation in my mind. So I just made the decision, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna be the best criminal I can be.
Yo, I'm screaming, not the best criminal I can be. And you see how God's talking to him too, because see how he was like, yeah, we live not too far from here. That's God connecting dots. I always say everything comes back full circle. Everything comes back full circle.
Do you have any relationship with your dad?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. My dad's full legit man, and he lives in Queensland and has a big family and stuff like that. Yeah.
You didn't get angry about the fact that he left the family when you were a baby?
Nah, I didn't get angry. They were 15-year-olds. He was like, I don't know the circumstances. I don't talk too much about it, but it's like a 15-year-old street kid having a kid to a 15-year-old street kid, and then they argue and they go live their life. Like,
You've spoken about growing up, and you were living in your household and you thought it was all relatively normal, and you only realised that it wasn't the same as other kids when you went to their homes. And when you said that, I thought, oh, that happened to me growing up, right? Because I remember going to the homes of some of my mates and it was chaos.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So I lived in the kind of normal home.
So you're the
right?
opposite, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the opposite, where I was living in the normal house, and then I'd go to some of my friends' houses and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I mean, it was like a zoo. Lovely people, don't get me wrong. There was no less love in those households.
Yeah.
But that's the moment that you realised, oh, hang on a moment, my upbringing's a little bit different to the rest.
Yeah, especially the kids whose parents were like Greek or Croatian or something like that. Like, you'd walk in their house and it's like a museum, and everyone's like, don't touch this and don't do that, and everyone's like, it's like, what's this? Like,
Meanwhile, in your house?
in my my house is like stolen car radios under one bed, and there's like kids are on the floor playing PlayStation, and it's just
Now, any regrets? Do you have any?
Do I have regrets?
What? You never have regrets. Are you crazy? Nigga, I don't never have regrets. You crazy? What? I mean, somebody told me the other day, you don't regret doing OnlyFans? Hell no. I ran up a bag. Are you dumb? I was surprised I even was gonna make that much money. As masculine as I was like, damn, what? Are you crazy? The worst thing you could do is regret. What the fuck? Kind of stop smacking nigga. Nigga asked me, I got what? A regret? A regret? I don't even know what regret. How you say it? A regret? What the? Why would I regret something I did that I wanted to do?
Nothing that stands out. I don't know. My life is the way it is. Like I can't say that I have regrets. The way I always say it is like if you change anything in your past, you might not be here. Maybe the only reason I'm here and alive is because of the life that I chose. You know, like some people say, and I've been asked on the radio before, do you feel bad? Do you apologize or whatever the term was for the life that you've led? And I'd say the best way that I can explain it, which does relate to what you just asked me, is that in the world that I grew up in, and you can call it the criminal code or whatever, if that still exists, there are things that are putrid acts, very clearly putrid acts, and they are.
What does putrid mean again? Y'all gotta look up pig Latin, because somebody told me that's. And was that true? Because y'all know y'all be lying sometimes in the comments. Not all y'all. My members don't lie to me, so it's for my members, you know what I mean? What's putrid and is he speaking pig Latin? Shout out to the members.
Things that are stand out.
TT, how do I become a member? Join the membership at the bottom. You see where it says subscribe? And next to it says join. No, actually, it says join. And then it says subscribe. Join the membership. It's only $1. It starts at $1. Then it goes up and up, up. And on the more up it goes, you get to like direct, DM me and all that stuff. Eventually, like right now, anybody could just DM me. I'm about to cut that out. Only the members. You feel me? Only the members. But for now, I'm being nice. But get at that membership. Come on, I gotta eat too. TT gotta eat too, you feel me?
You would agree are putrid acts, things against old people, sexual crimes, children, like abuse of the weak and horrible things like that. And I've never done anything like that. The things I've done in my criminal life are like stolen computers and sold drugs and used drugs and stuff like that. Had fights with other criminals. So because I've never done anything that I see as a putrid act, I just say, like, I done these crimes, I done 13 years jail, get over it. I don't feel bad for me, I don't feel bad for you.
How young were you when you first tried drugs?
Marijuana, 13, heroin, 16. I guess that's
Who
the start
gave you
and the
heroin
finish.
at 16?
The first time I had heroin was with other 16-year-olds down Woolloomooloo. The older boys were all on the heroin. Heroin was the normal around the whole city, Woolloomooloo, Redfern, Glebe. And it's just a natural progression. You smoke cones, you get a bit older, you get on the heroin, you become a cool.
Yo, remember I used to, the day one's gonna remember. I used to smoke hella cones. Remember that? Every time you come on my channel, I'm smoking cones. TZ, why you start smoking cones? Yo, cones take up way too much weed, bro. Yo, it was smoking up all my weed. And I ain't rich. Hell no.
Cool thief. You support your heroin habit. Just normal stuff in the inner city of Sydney.
And how much would you be spending on drugs on any given day?
At the peak of my addiction, which probably was about 2006, so I was about 20 years old, injecting a very, very low part of my life, maybe $1,000 a day.
That's a lot of stealing that you got to do to pay for all the drugs.
Yeah. So, but back then, say if you want me to like talk how I supported it, a laptop would sell for $1,000 back in those days when laptops were valuable. So if I could just somehow steal a laptop a day, whether that's out the back of someone's car or someone left it and didn't look, then that's my heroin.
Well, what about at the moment, all of the car thefts at the moment? So this is happening in Sydney, but also big time in the bush. So major increase in car thefts. And a lot of the kids seem to be grabbing the cars, not because they want to steal them and sell them, but they want to drive them around, joyride them, film them, put them on TikTok, and get a name for themselves on social media.
Yeah, I heard about this.
What do you put that down to?
I don't know, eh?
And
I don't know. That's a very different culture.
And I don't believe in blaming one person for someone else's mistake or crime, but is there a chance that they're looking at people like you and the social media profile and whatever and thinking, all right, well, I want to be the next Spanian?
I don't blame them. I don't blame what someone else do on someone else's actions, but do you think it's because of you? What, nigga? Like,
I guess everyone can interpret things. I can't sit here and say there's no chance they're doing that. The way you interpret the world is your reality. So there's just as many people could look at me, just as many angry, legitimate people could look at me and just say, wait, he's a criminal and he talks about crime and he's famous. This is bullshit. But the same amount of people can look at me and actually listen to what I say, and then those same kids would be like, well, I'm not going to be a dickhead. Even Spanian things, Gronks do that stuff. It's just how you interpret it, and you got no control over that. I can't get around projecting myself so safely that I may not be misinterpreted. Like,
how did you get off the drugs?
How I got off the drugs is very unique. One day in prison, 21 years old, Unique Correctional Centre, I was in the peak of my addiction, and I don't know what it is, but one day I just seen myself for what it was. Up until that point, I didn't see myself as a junkie. I see myself as a cool drug user, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, one day I just thought, I'm a full putrid junkie. I'm ugly, I'm poor, I'm sitting in a prison. I'm a criminal that's in jail and I don't even own anything. I'm not even getting out to a car. I've got no ID. Like, this is rubbish, at least. And at the time when I got off drugs, it was fully like selfish reasons. It wasn't some magic thing. I thought, like, if I'm going to be a criminal, at least I'm going to be a cool criminal. At least I want to own something. Like,
You've realised as life has gone on that you do miss out on a lot of things. If you're in jail, friends drop off, family drop off, and you just decided, hey, that might have been a part of my life. It's not going to define me for the rest of my life.
yeah, like there's a point of no return when you're just spending your life in jail. Like, there's a certain age you get to, and it's like, if you've wasted your life in jail and around those people, like, what's the point of changing? And I don't know what that age is, but I was like in my early 30s, and I wasted my whole life up until that point. It's just like, that's it. Is this me? Do I die like this? Like, I've done everything in the criminal world. I've done, like, being a junkie at the bottom, and I've been a cool drug dealer that makes money. Like, where do I go from here? Like, is it just an infinite loop? And I thought, nah, like, I would rather be poor and on the streets than go back to jail.
It's interesting, when we spoke about you recently, we had messages saying, watching this guy's videos helped me get off drugs, or helped me kick alcohol, or helped me turn my life around. And it's bizarre that they could have all of these well-meaning teachers and doctors and police officers saying, hey, don't do drugs. But it takes a convicted criminal and a former...
Yo, that's true though, because Spanian definitely inspired me to definitely go harder with the videos. I'm like, yo, some days I'll be like, all right, I do like 10. But it's 24 hours in a day, right? So you probably thinking, TT, 10 is a lot. It's really not, though. It's really not. Now, the editing process, that's really not a lot, too, but it does, my hands get cramped up. So I'll do 10, and I'll chill, and I'll just be doing nothing. And I'll be like, yo, I'm doing nothing right now. Like, what would Spanian do? He'll be doing something. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, let me get up and do something. So, you know what I mean? It just, like he said, it's how you take his content.
A drug addict, for the message to get through. How do you get the message through about, hey, listen, at some point, boys and girls, you've got to give the crime, the drugs, and all the other stuff a break?
I tell you what it is. It's being relatable. When it comes from somebody that is like them, or somebody that they aspire to be, or somebody that reminds them of their older brother who was a criminal, then it's a lot more relatable. And if the only way it can be real is if it is relatable. But I've been getting messages like that for years now. Like, people that would send inboxes that are like so long you don't even have time to read it. For years, every day is like, you've changed my whole life. Now I have my kids back, and now I'm staying in. And it's like, to me, it's like, I don't know how I'm doing it.
Yo, that shit is inspirational. Like, yo, that's why I tell people all the time. They just be like, yo, why you doing this? Because the money. But I mean, my overall goal is to get my movies out, because I wrote some fire ass movies. Y'all gonna see them soon, don't worry. But that's the overall goal, because, you know, I believe in going back to the childhood you, and what did your childhood you want to be? And childhood me wanted to be a writer, so I had to go back to childhood me. But furthermore, damn, where was I going with this? I hate when I'm on to something and then I just lose it. Let me press play and it's gonna come back to me. Don't worry.
People play my videos in rehabs. People play my videos in juvenile justice centers, and then sit there and have talks about the lessons they learn from them. And they do this stuff. Like, I have teachers saying the schools talk about me in class, and I don't know how, bro. It's a blessing.
Okay, it came back to me. Look at that. That was God. See, he about to say it's a blessing, and here was the blessing. So I always said, if I could change one person, just it don't even have to. Granted, I expect to change multiple, but this is how real it is. If I could change one person from jumping off the edge, from crashing out, from if somebody's about to just do something, whether it's good or bad, if they think, okay, no, TT wouldn't do this, or I got to think about what would TT do, or like how I just said, no, what would Spanian do? Then my mission is, that's the gift that keeps on giving. That's the inspiration. That's what keeps the world spinning. That's what keeps the world kind. That's one of the main reasons why we're here. That's what spreads love. Because just think about every time you had a crazy moment, there's that one person that you think about. You like they say, what would Jesus do? But there's that one person that you actually, you know what I mean? Like there's that one person you're like, I can't do that because this person wouldn't want me to do that. Or I'm going to be a better person because this person is a better person. So if that person could do it, then I could do it. That's what makes me smile. I promise you. That's what makes me smile. Even down to when people say, oh, TT, I got a comment, like this was probably like months ago, but I remember that it stood out. It was like, yo, I just did an 8-hour shift, and you just like, I watched your video, and it just kept me going. That, to me, I kept you going. I inspired you at this job that you probably don't like, right? And you watching TT. That's inspiration, because you got to get your money right. That's a stepping stone. I felt like my mission was complete. Then I started getting multiple comments. I'm like, okay. I got a mission to do, and it's to inspire. And that's why you got to subscribe for the vibe. That's it. I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to let the last 4 minutes rock out.
You know, the biggest blessing is that I just go out and be my 100% self with no agenda. I don't have a political agenda. I'm not out to save the world as much as some people think I am. I'm not out to destroy the world as much as some people think I am. I'm just out to be me and do what I like doing, and it helps so many people all the time. It's what a blessing. If you want me to define how, I have no idea.
You had no idea how you did it.
No,
but you just
I'm
noticed
still doing it.
The messages started coming through, and then you thought, well, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. What about fatherhood? Have you got kids?
I do. I have 2 kids.
How old are they?
One's 11, one's 3. Yeah,
boys, girls?
Both boys. My 11-year-old's with his mum, who's my ex-partner, and my 3-year-old's with me.
Can you tell me a little bit about the kids?
Yeah, great. 2 boys. Love them to death. My 11-year-old goes to a great school in the city. My 3-year-old there, she's just, I don't know what to say. They're very lucky, very healthy, good-looking kids. They're the best. I love them.
Are you a strict dad?
I am a strict dad. Yeah, I am. I am a strict dad.
Hang on a moment. You were playing up the whole time.
I am a strict dad.
Spanian's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
You were misbehaving when you were their age.
Yeah. I guess, but maybe that's how the cycle works. Maybe it was the good people that are softer when they're older.
Do you look at them and think, hang on a moment, I've got to protect them? I've got to make sure that I set them up in the right way, give them the right lessons, because you want them to discover the things that you've discovered, but not wait until their late 20s, 30s, till they work out the game?
100%. I definitely feel they need to have the tools to survive. You know
That's
what I mean?
a fact.
Tools to protect themselves. I haven't put too much. They're still at an age where I haven't put too many thoughts into them that are relevant to crime life or drug life or anything like that. But yeah, like I'm very protective over them, and they will be good, strong men.
We appreciate you coming in, and we will wait to see your next journey. Not everyone likes you, right?
It's from the beginning.
It's called life.
Yeah, but
That's
the more
what
people
happens.
that don't like me, it's great. That's how
Yeah,
I
and
got
some
where I
people-
am.
Some people don't like the fact that you talk about your...
Yo, it's so crazy that's how I am. Like the other day, I was working out. And, well, I don't know about y'all, but me, I be talking to God when I'm working out. You feel me? So I'm like, yeah, I need more haters. I need more haters. It might sound crazy, but like, yo, why you want more haters? Because the more hate, let me tell you something. They hate because they secretly love you. Let me tell you something. all my negative, trust me, I love my positive comments. Y'all see, I love it. If your comment is really, really dope, I'll pin your comment. I'll give you a shout out. I'll address your comment in a video. I love my positive comments. Don't get me wrong. But the negative ones, I love them just as much because you love me that much. Like the positive ones, you took the time out your day to drop a negative comment. So I love it. So I need the haters because I love the haters. I love the haters. What? More haters.
Life because you're a criminal. But that's your life. That's who you are. And in a bizarre way, it's connected with people.
Yeah, a lot of people want me just to be on my knees begging for forgiveness. And if I'm not, if I talk about my life with any type of pride or smile on my face, I'm the most horrible man on earth. But, hey.
How do you make $1?
Oh, just what online stuff, how I do, like YouTube and stuff like that.
Crimes all in the past.
Oh, of course, I make more money now than all of my crime life put together each month.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
You make more money now from what, YouTube, advertising and all that kind of stuff?
Plenty more.
Content creation.
If I was a criminal, I'd be up there with the biggest of them.
You make more money now than you ever did out of all of
Don't
those
make
times.
me get specific. You're going to have people trying to rob me now.
No. I don't think anyone would try that on. Just imagine you got into this YouTube stuff earlier. Then again, when you started out on your life of crime, there was no such thing as YouTube.
Yeah.
We'll be seeing where you get to next. And I really appreciate you coming in the studio. When we invited you in, I thought, I don't know whether we'll front up, but you said, yeah, I'll come in. And I appreciate you coming in.
Yeah.
Good on you. We'll catch you
mate.
again soon sometime.
That was fire. Doing, mate.